I sneezed. I've counted so far today 23 times. Michael Jordan. Literally.
I love sneezing. It's my favorite bodily function. Besides, like, of course.
Yeah, but when I'm fucking.
But after a while, sorry, this is.
No, you're fine. No, but when I was fucking producing this podcast and I'm sitting there monitoring the audio and I'm sneezing, literally the whole time I did like 6 silent sneezes in it. And then halfway through, Cameron goes, sometimes you gotta let them out because it might come out the other side if you're not careful. And I'm like sitting there with like my headphones on, like monitoring the audio, and I'm like, okay, like so awkward. Like he broke the fourth wall and like started talking to me, and I'm like looking around like, oh, you're talking to me? Like,
oh sorry. Shit! Yeah, sorry. Let me just leave the room and sneeze 16 times. Thank you.
Oh my god, like it's so bad. So yeah, I might let it rip. Not fart, but sneeze. Well, I might fart. Who knows?
It's like, I don't really know what I'm feeling today.
I've been like seriously just like ripping ass a lot recently. And like I was never that girl, but like something about in the morning, I don't know why, I wake up and I am like crazy farting and like into my couch.
It might just be like maybe your diet and like your like whole life is like flipped upside down the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So like just like lifestyle changes like does that to you.
But it's so funny because like they have no smell,
and
but
also,
it's so loud.
And also like I normally that's how that works. I normally that's silent but deadlies, and then
it's just like build up gas, and then I'm like sitting on my couch and like in the morning and I'm like drinking my energy Mio, which probably isn't helping the caffeine and shit, and it's like like into the couch, and it's like literally feels like a massage chair on my ass of just like vibrating from the farts.
Sick. Love that.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is so foul. And today, so I have a roommate now, and today when I was downstairs, it was like early in the morning and like we were both awake, but like she hadn't come out of her room yet, and I was sitting there and I started doing it. I was like, oh my God, you're not alone anymore. Like, what if she walked downstairs? That'd be so embarrassing. And that it would sound like a fucking boat starting. I was like, I was like, oh my God, you have to stop right now.
Wait, that's funny. Wait, that'll go with that. Me thinking I was alone. This happened to me last week. But I'll tell you, we gotta get into all of this. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it. Have sex with a Scorpio.
I could glute bridge your dad. I'm naked. Hold on.
We will be flicking the beans to that.
But she's tatted and I take meth. Is somebody in your house right now?
But you know what? Fuck your ass.
Yeah, I had sex last night.
You can make your own money. You can literally have your own job of your dreams. You can own your own house. You can own your own car. You can pay all your fucking own bills. So what is that man? That man is sex and a best friend, and that's it.
I heard nothing but the truth.
Okay, so if you listen to last week's episode, a lot has changed. Realistically, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Realistically, it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so like a lot has changed in these 2 weeks. And I did them by like option 1, option 2, and at this point, we should maybe think of a name for one of them because they might be a part of this podcast a little bit here and there, possibly. I don't know.
The bad one.
Not the bad what?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like as in like a joke, like as like it's gonna be the punchline on the podcast. But you mean the guy that you do like?
Yeah, the guy that I do like. I'm saying like we should maybe like make a nickname for him. Okay. If he does come up in conversation,
I thought
like
you meant the other one. And I was like, can we just dox him? Like,
no, he's out. He's out, dude. Out. But I'm saying like last week I like said it's like option 1, option 2 because like I didn't really have
option 2 in the last week. We both got the vibe. We were like, I think you just needed to verbally say it to like, you were already thinking it, but like as you were talking, you're like, okay, yeah. Option 2's more of my vibe.
Yeah,
but I knew that the moment she started talking about option 1, I was like, okay, and option 2. Like,
and let me hear. Moving on.
Because I was like, option 1, no.
Okay, so basically, something about doing a podcast is that people can listen to this, and I know that sounds insane.
Often forget that, and one of my best friends told me a couple weeks ago, like when I was back home for that wedding, she was like, I don't think you realize like a lot more people listen to this than you think do.
Okay,
who like we went to school with and like sometimes you've like talked about on the show, and I'm like, I guess that's true.
Like me. Okay, so this is the whole
to
thing.
To me, this is fake.
Yes. See,
thank
you.
I just let her rip, and then that's how my TikTok is too.
Yeah.
And then I'll see people comment on my TikTok of like people who I knew, but I'm like not really friends with anymore. And they're like, I knew this girl in high school. I was like, ew, why did you see this?
Please just scroll.
And
just
also like kill yourself. Like, I don't want you on my shit.
No,
like,
okay,
no.
so like that's one thing about dating then is like, this is like a little fun fact. And like, honestly, I don't really tell people, but it's on our social media. So there's no way to like get around it. Like on the date, I'm not being like, by the way, I have a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk about it because then it turns into like this being my like personality.
Yeah.
And it's a part of it for sure. But like, and it's a part of my interest in like my everyday life. But like,
that's like outside of my immediate family. Nobody
like,
knows.
I don't want
to
talk about it. Well, they do because of your social media.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just unspoken.
Yeah,
typically.
it's like when my aunt found my TikTok account and she started liking my videos, and like she had never even heard me say a curse word before in real life, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is gonna be awkward at Christmas.
Like
but then she just hugged me and acted like nothing happened, nothing
I think
changed.
You have to. I feel like,
okay.
I feel like that's kind of how social media is now because my dad definitely sees a lot of this stuff and hears it and he doesn't say anything. So,
last time my dad said something about something that we posted. It was because he was listening to an episode because it just like auto downloads on his phone, and he was like, "I just signed off for that one."
Yeah, I was like, "Thanks, Dad."
And I was like, "Oh, you were never the intended audience."
Yeah, no, literally, so
never once.
That's the other thing about like boys is like you're still not my intended audience. So like you listening to it's a thing where like if I want you in my life, you'll be there. And if I want you to know these things about me, you will.
Yeah.
But also, like, not that you and I talk, like, in depth anymore. Beginning of the podcast, yes. But at this point, it's very, like, present day, what we do, what we like, those kind of things. Our feelings and whatever today. But on the rare occasion that we do talk about past things, do you want to actually hear them? Like,
I've always said that with relationships.
If I get into like a detail, like you don't want to probably actually hear that. So then listening is like kind of at your own expense, and like you can't also you like, can't be mad at me then and sit there and like hold a grudge to me for something that I do that had nothing to do with you. Yeah,
no, I totally agree. And also, it's kind of on the same vibe, but not really because yes, we are putting this publicly out there and whatever. But it almost is like, what are you doing here? Because you had to go out of your way to like. Not find it, but like in the description of the show, it literally says elevated girl talk.
Yeah. And that's how
number one, why are you here in the first place? And number two, like it's I don't know, like it kind of feels like, okay, yeah, I guess it's supportive because you listen, but also it's like you're kind of being nosy.
No, exactly. That's
like you're in my journal. So, like I feel like you read my journal.
This comes back to the guy that I actually like now like, and it's a cool thing or whatever. We'll get into it, but like, actually, we talked about the other night.
What if we call him Earring?
He doesn't have an earring.
What is the name?
Oh. That's kind of funny. That's a little. I don't know. I don't really like that name, but it would work. But his name. Okay, well, we're gonna workshop some things.
Stud. I hate it.
I hate it so much. So, but anyway, like him and I had a conversation about it, and of course, he naturally goes back to listen to it because. The first guy who I was talking about that took me on a couple of dates and like was a gentleman and like really respectful and all the things like
but honestly
just didn't vibe with him. It's okay.
Yeah, but even though you didn't vibe with him, and this is something that you do, you still hyped him up and you were complimenting the fuck out of him. You're like, he's the nicest guy. He's got his shit together. He's doing this.
Well,
this, and that.
you would have thought that I talked shit. I was slandered this motherfucker's
That's
name.
what I'm saying, because literally I was sitting here and being like, okay, you don't have to fucking suck his dick on camera. Like it's okay if you like you're not obsessed with him.
Right, but this is my thing is like, and this is something that I think that truly this podcast has taught me, and like sitting and like reflecting on it is like, this is my life. Yeah. This is nobody else's life. Mm-hmm. So like me talking shit about them or even giving like scenarios and names and like extra things or like even saying a bad thing about somebody that like did something nice for me, like there's no point in me doing that because this is my life. This isn't their life. So like if they do listen to it or they have friends and family that do come across it at some point and like could put it together, like I don't want that to ever be a thing because that's just not that's I don't know. This is something that I choose to do and I choose to put my life out there, but like me doing it to them is just like they didn't ask for that. So it's like, I don't know. That's my only reason of like,
but also you You didn't disclose any personal information.
Exactly. No,
You have
exactly.
no photos of him on your online, so nobody
There's
could even
none.
put 2 and 2 together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's not like even if you did say something bad, nobody would even know.
No, exactly. So
I'm gonna just say the bad shit, and that's what you get because you knew that I have a big fucking mouth and I have a microphone and I do this every week.
well, okay, like
so
I don't know.
don't fuck me over if you don't want the tea
And the thing
to
is, like,
spill.
you didn't even fuck me over. But at this point,
Yeah.
fuck you, because now I'm mad because
Yeah.
I was nice.
Yeah.
That podcast was nice. Now, what does it maybe hurt your feelings that I did talk about you on a platform like that and didn't necessarily say it to your face? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I wasn't at any point of like our conversations on the date. Like I was always like, I don't really know what I'm looking for right now. Like I was very open to like, I'm just kind of doing my thing right now. And like, if
Yeah.
it just so happens that I meet somebody that's like worthy of more of my time or worthy of that, like, position, I guess, in my life, then okay, great. But like, just because I want to go on a couple of dates doesn't mean I have to marry
Also,
you.
you sought me out. I wasn't the one on my hands and knees begging you to take
Well,
me on a date.
I told his friend that I told his friend, I was like, yo, he's cute.
Yeah.
And like, it kind of snowballed from there. He's like, well, good, because he thinks you're cute. And
Yeah,
like,
but
went
it
from
wasn't
there.
you being like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to go on a date with me?
Yeah. You know? Exactly. That's true. So anyway, all comes together is that he ends up listening to last week's podcast and he got a little fucking butthurt. Which I don't know how you can, because I don't owe you anything. It was 2 dates, and I think that's insane.
So you didn't say anything mean.
I didn't say
about
anything
it.
mean. Not anything mean. Honestly, if we want to be for real, I said more mean things about the guy that I kind of like.
Yeah, well, that's like how it always goes.
Yeah. And he listened to it too because of the first guy listening to it. And it was a whole thing at work. Like, this guy came in, and the guy that I now like, he was on the bar. And those are bar regulars. Like, they never, if there's on a table there, they just leave. I'm like a seat at the bar, they just leave. They don't ever sit at tables. He was on the bar and they sat at a table on purpose and then sat there and like stared at him and was like being fucking weird. Like, y'all are in your 30s, grow the fuck up. Like, that's embarrassing.
So did they know that guy is
I think
the
they put
other
it together.
guy?
Yeah, I think they put it together. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like if you put it together, it just
Yeah.
makes sense. And like, one of the girls,
But also, like, I'm sorry, you're coming into my space,
Right, but,
into
like,
my work,
to come into my place of work to try to talk shit to the other regulars, to my coworkers, is weird.
and to be like why? Like, go to a different fucking
Because they
place.
immediately, because the other people that he was talking to about it immediately told me. And I don't think that he was necessarily anything bad, but it definitely hurt his feelings. And then, like, I know that one of them told him, was like, hey, like, she doesn't owe you shit. Like, you guys went on 2 dates. It was cool. It was fun. But, like, you don't.
But also, like, here's the thing about being a fucking mature adult. If you have an issue with something, you have to address that person.
Yeah.
Because now what's happening is you look like a fucking immature baby crybaby that went to my fucking job and talked to my coworkers about how me talking about you hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
And you're a fucking grown man.
When I didn't say anything mean. Not one thing mean.
And not one personal detail about who he was or anything, so nobody would even fucking know.
Right. So then, of course.
And no offense, none of our listeners would even know who the fuck that person was either.
Not at all. So then, okay, other guy that I like, right? He tells me, he's like, whatever. He's like, I thought it was like something about that, but like I didn't know. Then that's when I put it together that he listened to the podcast, and because I get more details later. So then I told him, I was like, that's why, blah blah blah. So he listened to it, and I was like, listen, I was like, I don't want you to listen. He was like, I'm sorry. Like he was like, that was like a boundary and I shouldn't have crossed it. Like he's like, actually, when I like went to go press play, like I thought about like, should I do this? Because like, this is kind of like your thing. And like,
Also, no offense to us, I would get the ick.
Yes.
If I was a guy.
No, 100%. Like that's all that's the main reason I don't want him listening. But he was honestly like very respectful. He was like, I'm sorry, I do apologize. Like,
Yeah.
He's like, I did want to hear what you had to say because like, obviously you told me that you guys like, you talked about both the situations. So like me now being interested in you, I kind of want to hear what you had to say.
Yeah.
And I was like,
also my fucking like clickbait ass. I was like, in our dating multiple men era. And I said our as me, I'm like fantasizing about anime men, like dating no one, fantasizing about 2D characters.
So
like the fuck.
Yeah, no. So I mean, him and I talked about it, and it was like actually very good. He was like, I apologize, like I won't do it again. If there's something that you would want me to listen to, like send it to me. And that's cool, and I'll be supportive, and like I support you in this, and I think it's really cool. But like, that's your thing. And I was like, thanks, because like truly, if you want to know anything about me, like I would tell you you don't have to listen to it to like find out. Like that's just like kind of weird in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this past week, basically we had a snowstorm in Nashville. So it made Emily's life living hell trying to move.
Yeah.
And it made mine flip upside down because I couldn't get home
Mm-hmm.
from my job. So instead they put us in hotels. Well, what are you going to do? Maybe admitting this is like terrible on the internet, but when you put a bunch of people in a hotel room, what's going to fucking happen? And multiple hotel rooms.
Drugs and orgies.
Yes. Right. And like we work at a bar, we're pulling doubles. We're of course going to drink after because we're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I need a drink after all that. Now you have alcohol flowing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
One thing's going to lead to another. Things happen. Okay. But let me tell you, it's weird because like, I know it's only been a week, but this is quite literally like, I've actually never had a feeling towards somebody like this. And it's weird, but like in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually kind of scary. And like, he's super respectful and super nice. And like, definitely
You need to knock on some wood because
True.
not that this is a
No, I know,
negative manifestation place,
No.
but we don't want to.
No.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying like, I actually like, I guess like my preconceived notions of like the way he could be or were like, just not, it ended up not being that way.
Mm-hmm.
And like, okay, you would think like we're in a hotel room for the whole week. Like we're just fucking the whole time. Like we literally did, but like not the whole time. And it was this, we were like, did the first time was out of like sexual tension, kind of like
Right.
whatever. And then from there, it's just been like, oh shit, like you're actually cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you're actually cool. We should like get to know each other.
Yeah.
And like we instantly like reverse, and it's been like really cool ever since. But I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's been a really cool like time so far and very unexpected, I think, because it's definitely not what I thought would come of anything. But so you saying about you farting by yourself in your house, okay, this is all goes full circle. So we him and I were in this hotel room, and like we just got done with work, and he was like, do you want to shower? Do you want me to shower? And I was like, well, you can. Like, honestly, I just want I want alone time right now.
Yeah.
I was like, I want 30. Like, we just got done with work.
I'm like overstimulated.
Yeah. I don't really like, you're cool. And like, we have great conversation.
Yeah.
But like, I need to be silent.
Yeah.
And like scroll TikTok and like for 30 minutes minimum. Like I need to recharge a little bit. So he was like, okay. So he ended up like sitting down on like the other bed, and we were both just like scrolling social media, but we also like smoked a little bit before. So now at this point I am stoned. Okay?
Yeah. You're like feeling loose, you're vibing.
Yeah, like by myself.
Yeah.
I literally rolled my back. So like my back was to him at this point, and I'm sitting there cackling, talking to myself, doing it. Like I was acting like I was alone. And then he got up to go take a shower, and I said, I forgot you were here. And he goes, what? I said, I literally forgot that you were here. Like I wholeheartedly thought I was alone. And I
thought you were gonna say you ripped ass, because when you were like, I turned my back was to him. I'm like,
no,
oh,
no, I didn't fart, but like the fact that I sat there cackling at myself, I was making comments. Like it was a full on, like I was 100% alone.
Yeah.
Strange, intrusive thoughts were just flowing. And then he stood up, and I was like, oh
yeah,
you're in the room. That's embarrassing. And you don't know me like that yet.
Yeah.
And here we are, day 3, and you're just hearing my intrusive
Well, that's
thoughts
one thing about like what my AT&T called the situation a natural disaster with that weather and like being like snowed in. It's just, it takes you, or it makes you really close really fast, because you're just kind of like, we're around each other. So it's like when people go to summer camp and fall in love. You know what I mean? Because they're like, well, we spent 6 months literally just every single day
together. Yeah. Well, that's literally why I swear to you, the whole time I kept telling everybody, I feel like I'm on a reality TV show right now. Like,
and then it makes sense when you watch those shows and you're like, dude, you guys have known each other for 4 days. Like, you're not besties.
Yeah.
You're not in love.
Yeah.
This isn't some crazy thing.
Yeah.
But you're like, I guess when you're like isolated and you're like in that world and like that's the only person in your world right then.
What I will say
sense.
about that's like helpful is that like I've known him at this point for 10 months. But like, we both, like, he was doing his own thing and I'm doing my own thing and like whatever. And it's kind of like, we always had like flirty banter. Like that's always been there.
Yeah.
But it was never like acted upon or anything. And like definitely more recently, it was a lot more like forward flirty banter. And then then you put a hotel room in there in the
Yeah.
mix, and it's just gonna kind of all like bubble up. But like literally in my brain, I don't know if this was just a high thought or like whatever. I thought that I was like, this is a simulation. We are in a reality TV show, and I was like, where is like my little like sidebar like conversation piece? Because let me tell you, I felt it was like 4 singles walk into a hotel room. What will they do? Like blah, 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 like whatever kind of thing. And then it was like, you know, are they gonna leave together?
So are 4 of you guys in one room?
4 of us in 2 rooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's at least better. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no.
Fucking you 2 people per bed. Like, 4 of you guys in one room would be crazy.
No, it was 4 people, 2 rooms. But like,
that's not as bad.
yeah, no. And it was honestly like, it wasn't bad at all until like I was just over it. Like I was like, I'm over being at this restaurant from sun up to sundown, and then coming back to this room. And like it was cool like for 48 hours, and then I was like, I'm going home.
Yeah,
like I want my essentials of home. I did take like all my skincare and shit with me, so like I was like still trying to like live a normal life when I was there, but like I just like wanted to sit with Leo and like be in a robe, and then not have to like be cute,
like performative.
And not that I actually never felt that's why I feel like weird about this. It's not weird, it's actually all good feelings towards the situation. Is that like I never one time I've had to feel like performative or like I needed to act a certain way, or like I never felt like weird either. Like I don't know, there's always like that weird feeling where you're like, am I doing too much? Am I doing not enough? Like what's like, and I've just, it just is actually feels like the most natural thing. Like it just feels like we're friends.
Yeah.
But like also it's like you're cute, I'm cute, like whatever. And we have a lot of similar interests, a lot. And we've gone on a couple of gym dates so far.
That's fun.
It actually is fun. It's actually really cute, and I enjoyed it. So I don't know. We're just living life right now.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I did need to clear his name a little bit, because I felt like last week I was all just had.
I feel like you didn't really. It was more of just like, not even like him. It was more of like the type of like stereotype that you would have associated with somebody like him.
Yeah. And I think that like at some point in his life he could have been that way. And then again, we're not far in. So like time is time will tell. Time will always tell. But like as of right now, like it definitely is not that. And and like we've had a conversation about it too, especially now that he listened to the podcast, and him being like, yeah, when I was fucking like 17, 18, of course, like I was a boy. But like he's 27, which is like good. Like we're basically the same age. And then like he's in therapy. He likes to go to therapy, and he's doing his thing. And I'm like, that's attractive.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was gonna say. Also, like I feel like you saying that it's like comfortable and whatever, I think that also comes from you taking time these past like few years to just like heal yourself and figure out like what it is that like is going to like make you fulfilled and you happy. And like we were kind of talking about this downstairs, but like being content with yourself before adding somebody else to the mix. And so like when that person gets added, it's like there really is no pressure to be performative or to be whatever, because it's like all I have to do is be myself for me to be happy. And if it's not enough to make you happy, that's fine. And like you can walk away, but like I'm not going to be anybody else besides this version of me. And if that's not what you are really into, that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think that, and like you saying that he went to therapy or is going to therapy or went to therapy, whatever, it's like when you hit that level of like self respect and self fulfillment, it's like relationships turn into much more like easy things to do.
Right. Like would be, and like I'm not even saying like, okay, we're not dating, right?
Yeah.
But like in terms of this, like,
well, you guys are dating, but you're not by Gen Z's terms of dating, where you're like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, like we're not
like,
boyfriend girlfriend, but you
guys are dating.
Yeah, I guess technically. Yeah. And like I just feel like it will be like the most adult mature relationship I would have with a man so far. Like, because I mean the last person I was had interest in, it's like, if you're fucked up, be for real. Like, why? We're not talking about it.
I'm not gonna say anything.
We're not talking about it, but like what was my brain? I don't know.
Girl, I let you do that fantasy for a hot second.
That's okay.
But the whole time I was like,
I'm sure? Happy but the thing is, this is the thing. I'm okay. Also, like your friendships, not even just like outside of like romantic partnerships, like your friendships should also be the most easy, like fun loving thing that
Totally.
you have in your life. And like as you get older, like you genuinely don't have time to put the energy into like begging someone to be your friend or a good partner or a good friendship. Like no, you don't have time for that. Like even in a partnership where you like would spend the time with them a lot more, like you don't have time to beg them to be that person for you. I'm sorry, you don't.
Yeah.
As a friend, like you shouldn't have to like reprimand your friend for the way that they
Right, like you're not their parent.
Right, like it should be easy and like whatever. And that's something that like definitely in our friendship that we have is it's just simple. Like like you were like, okay, like I'm gonna tell you my opinion, but at the same time, like you do your thing.
Yeah, I still went to your birthday. I still had fun with them, but
right, like you like
the whole time in the back of my mind, I was like, the fuck.
God damn it.
Not because of appearance, that's not why, but it was
The appearance is
that was about the only saving
a
grace
10.
there.
Appearance was a 10. The rest of it we're low. We're very low.
I was like, this kind of feels like a book I read one time.
Listen,
And the ending wasn't great.
yeah. Well, let me tell you. Sometimes you just have to experience shit before you're like.
I'll tell you one thing though. I'm happy that didn't work out because that name I was not a big fan of.
A mode of transportation as your name, you didn't like it?
It's like no hate, but it just was giving nickname, and
Yeah.
I couldn't get by a hand. Like I just couldn't get into.
So you like earring better?
Yes. At least it sounds like a real name.
Yeah. But I don't know.
His name isn't Earring. Just
No, it's not. But is that his nickname now on this? Because that's fucking hilarious. I will never tell him. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's so funny. I was like that or stud, but stud sounds like
I don't want you to say stud. Like that's weird.
Stud.
I don't like that. I feel like that's like in the gay community.
Hey, stud.
No, like gay boys, like gay boys. That's
no, it's
terrible.
like a lesbian.
No, but it's like they say stud. Like that's like Zach would always be like, "What's up, stud?" Like it's like that's like a term of endearment for them.
Oh, okay. It also reminds me of Grease.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because I feel like they talked like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the vibes
the
of that.
50s.
Yeah.
What's up, stud?
Yeah. No, I couldn't do that.
I like Earring.
I like earring.
So stupid.
It is.
You go, but he doesn't have his ears pierced. I go, put his name.
He actually used to, so it's perfect. Now that I think about it, like now
I feel like every like guy who I've ever been attracted to either had earrings or has earrings.
yeah, he had them.
And then they just, or it's like you don't know they have them, and then one day like they like post a photo and they have earrings on, and I'm like, oh, I never even knew.
So like he has like holes still, right? So
Yeah.
I asked him, I was like, I want to see pictures of young earring with his earrings.
baby ER.
And he like found him, and at that time too, he had like long hair, which like I love long hair, so like that's not a problem for me. But
Yeah, I dated a guy with hair that went almost to his butt.
that's insane.
His hair was longer than mine.
That's insane. His hair it wasn't that. It was like shoulder length and whatever.
no,
But
this
now
hair
it's
was-
like
this hair
buzz.
was out of control.
Now it's buzz. I like it both ways.
Yeah.
I kind of it's like the buzz is like a vibe
Yeah.
to me, and like honestly, his
Well, I've always said
He's
if you
listen.
can pull off a buzz cut, you just have a good face.
like he can pull off a buzz cut. It's giving like the buzz cut that he has is like Noel Miller type buzz cut though. So like I don't know, and then
Almost like a shaved head.
and the way that he dresses is kind of like Noel Miller as well. But he's actually tall.
but he's white and not racially ambiguous.
correct.
Where you're like, what are you?
What? No, he's white.
Yeah.
Very white. But then
He's whiter.
he's
Whiter than snow. He's a white man.
No, but he's taller than the average man that I go for.
There you go.
Would he be tall for Emily? Probably not. He's not 6 foot, but he's not 5'7".
So he's
He's like 5'9".
still that's yeah.
Well, like okay, so my like if he hugs me, my head goes underneath his head.
Mm-hmm. That's a good like way to tell like
Yeah.
how tall somebody is, because for me,
And let me tell you,
it's like I like head on chest.
Yeah, like my head like fits like right underneath his chin.
Yeah.
and like, which is, I never realized that's actually cute.
Oh. Yeah. Welcome to womanhood.
Okay.
Everybody who says they like short men, I guarantee it's like, have you ever been held by a tall man? Though?
Okay, no, but so the only
have you ever been held by a big man? It feels so good.
Okay, but this is like, I feel like actually perfect height because I didn't date him technically. It was a situationship, like best friends, he whatever.
Yeah.
Situation. He is like 6'2", and that was like so much taller than me. Where like it didn't feel natural. Like it felt like a weird thing to like give him a hug.
Yeah.
So I think that's in my brain. That was like my association to tall men.
Yeah.
And I'm like, eh. And other than that, they were all kind of short.
Yeah.
It's just like a between, and it's kind of nice.
I feel like you need to say to camera that this height that you're saying is tall, because I think that will literally give so many men like butterflies if you say 5'9" is tall.
So I think he's 5'9", but
I'm just
call him.
I feel like just throw it out there because this is a great clip.
Okay. So just making a blanketed segment.
I feel like you should just say like 5'9" is tall.
Okay, well, I'm used to short kings, and let me tell you, 5'9's tall. And I'm about it.
So you hear that, everybody?
I fit perfectly underneath his head.
Yeah. So
cute.
5'9" is the new 6'2", baby.
I love it. I'm about it. I don't think he's 6 foot. I think no. I don't think
you
so.
would know.
I don't think
6 feet. Like, not that it's really tall, but it feels like to people who are our height, it feels really tall.
Yeah.
Like Madeline's almost 6 feet.
And that's
tall.
too tall for me. Too tall.
I just like. Well, I think for me, it's like I like feeling little.
Yeah.
And that just feels good. Like when I can feel like
a little baby.
Yeah, a little small. And I like being the big spoon with a tall guy. Because I feel like
cute.
It's like I'm like emasculating them, and I like to make them feel like a little petite girl.
Yeah, so that's a little update on that. It's cute. It's fun. It's fresh. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, pretty hopeful about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like you don't have any reason not to be.
No, and I have no, like, I'm not, like, nervous at all. And I'm not, like, oh, my God, is he texting me? What's he doing?
Yeah.
I feel so healthy, and it feels very good. And obviously, there's time will tell. But
yeah.
As of right now, I think
but you never, like, said, like, so what was the end result of, like, did option one ever end up reaching out to you?
No, he hasn't talked to me at all. He like
what was the last conversation that you guys had? Like, was it before we recorded the episode or after?
So technically it was after because we recorded early, but it was before it went out.
Okay,
so I'll go. Let me find it.
That's even more awkward because it's like we know what we said, but the internet hadn't heard it yet.
I didn't say anything bad.
No.
So it was we went out. Oh, I didn't even know we took these pictures. That's embarrassing. So I went out, this vlog that comes out tonight. So like Thursday, this past Tuesday, the vlog came out, and I went on like, cause you were moving.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to like stress you out to be like, hey, I have like off tonight if we want to do something. So I was just like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to act like I'm still working, just so like you didn't feel like you had to like pack and then I don't know. I didn't want you to feel stressed about that I had
also
off.
Just future reference, I'm very good at saying no. So like
no, I know, but I didn't want to have to put you in the position.
Yeah.
I was like,
or it's okay to just not invite too. Like that's fine.
Well, no, it wasn't even about that. It was more like because we normally do something on my other off day. So I was like, shit, like we really should, but I like knew you were stressed about packing and moving, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna just go for a girls' dinner and I'm gonna vlog it. Like that's what I decided to do, just so I had like a little vlog purpose to it, kind of thing. But like I just felt bad because I was like, shit, like normally we like do something on like my other day off. Yeah. But I don't want to stress Emily out because it's a Saturday, so it's like weird timing. Anywho, I digress. So I go out for a little girls' dinner with the women that's at the bar. They're like regulars, and like they're all friends, and like they're so sweet. They're all like 30 to 32, which like is that a little bit older for me? Yes, but it's so nice, and they're so wise, and they like it's actually like really nice like have a conversation with them because they're like still fun, and they're all single, so like it's not like a weird vibe or anything like that. So I went out for dinner with them. We got a little hammered, a little bit too drunk. I don't regret anything, but I was a couple bottles in. Okay. So then I went to go get my friend at work because we like went to a restaurant right by where I work in Germantown. And so I walk over there to get her because she was going to be done with work and we were going to get a drink. So this guy, option 1, it was his birthday. Okay.
Ew.
Yeah.
His 30th.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I didn't say happy birthday to him, by the way, because his birthday was like on the Monday and I never said happy birthday. So it's kind of a dickhead move of me, but I forgot.
I forgot my boss's birthday and we literally worked the whole day and I didn't say anything. And then she posted on her Instagram story that night and she was like in her outfit to go out to eat. And I was like, oh, I'm the worst.
Yeah.
Because she sends birthday reminders out to the whole office when everybody else's birthday. And I had sent one out for her 6-year anniversary, which was 2 days before.
Oh, so like that kind of went together.
And I forgot about her birthday was 2 days later.
Damn.
Because she had celebrated her birthday the weekend before. So she was like off the weekend before. And I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, I feel so bad. Because like since I didn't say it, nobody else knew.
That sucks. But it's okay.
I felt so horrible. And so I texted her this weekend. I was like, hi, sorry, I forgot your birthday.
It happens. I feel like that's a part of being adult, though. Like,
Yeah.
And you also had so much going on this past week.
I know.
Like, it's just like your brain wasn't there.
That's what my mom said too, because
So-
I felt bad.
So anyway, I get my friend, and now we're still drinking at my work, which was probably a poor decision because I was pretty drunk. Because I don't drink ever. So like when I do drink, it
Yeah.
happens fast. So then we go out, and we end up seeing them out because it's his birthday. So like whatever, it was cool, it was fun. We somehow I missed a key fucking point. We'll have to reverse in the story later. Hold on. I have something hilarious to tell you, and that's how we can end this episode. So anyway, we like send pictures to them and whatever, and then we like met up with him. Cool. Went to Miss Kelly's. I didn't stay with him. Like we were just like happy birthday type thing, like me and my friend.
Yeah.
And then we leave. Okay. That was it. That was how that ended. That's the last time I've seen him. Okay. Then he texted me on his birthday, and I never saw happy birthday. It's kind of fucked of me. He said, are you snowed in like myself? And I said, yeah, I'm working. And he said, well, drive safe in the snow. And I never responded. So there's that.
Awkward.
Okay, so to end this, to sum all of this up. So of course, like I work with the guy that I think is cute and whatever. So naturally, and like we're both on the same like level at my job. So it's not like weird, like one of us isn't like like I'm not
His boss or he's not your boss.
yeah, like it's we're on the same playing field. It's like that's why it's
Yeah.
also like kind of okay. It's probably still not great, but like whatever.
Yeah.
So
Do you remember the episode that we made called Don't Fuck Your Coworkers?
yeah.
And you like basically got fired from your job because of that episode?
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of funny.
Well, here we are. So
But
wait, my boss just wait.
But you're holding true to your opinion because in that episode you were like, I say do it unless they're your boss.
See, Emma, I literally
She's a woman of her word.
I'm
people.
not. I'm like listen, all of you.
Hey, her morals have never changed. They've always
Yes,
been bad.
let-
They've always been bad.
And also, if you are doing the same thing and they're on the same level as you, like okay, but like if you're fucking up, and actually I talked about that episode.
Yeah.
I'm not even lie. But if you're fucking up, it's a whole different story. Especially as a
Yeah.
girl, like you don't want to look.
You
like
should
that.
fuck down. Fuck the intern.
No, don't do that either. Don't do that either. Only fuck if you're on the same playing field. Like if you're both accountants,
just kidding.
do it.
Yeah.
if there's any discrepancy in levels, stay away.
Yeah.
That seriously would be my anyway.
Yeah.
So I am this is so bad, Emily, you're gonna die. So I'm at work, right? And like he had off that day, so he went out with my friend there, and I think another person that also works there, but I don't know. Regardless, they went to like a neighboring bar. They like went and had a couple of drinks. She went back to the hotel, and he came because he knew I was about to be done with work, and it was like dark, so he was like gonna walk with me back to the hotel room. So he comes in, he had a couple of drinks, and this is imperative because decision making on his end not there. But I had a lot to still do. So he's sitting in the office like helping me, whatever. And then I'm like going to get my stuff to leave. In this time, I get this text from my boss.
Oh, that's so uncomfortable.
I know.
What did you say? Like, ha ha ha.
I
I don't even know how I would respond to that.
So it was.
Was there any context?
Yeah. So she texted. She had a whole message, which like I'm not gonna say because it's like,
Yeah.
it is my boss. And then he just responded like, next time we see you, like we'll talk. And I didn't respond because like that kind of said it for like the both of us, like whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's a good plan. So at first she was like,
wait, she put you guys in a group message and sent that?
Mm-hmm.
That's like really like weird.
I'm not gonna go into my feeling about that situation. We're just gonna talk about so the picture. So this is the thing. I got a picture from my boss in a group chat with earrings. And every time I say it, laugh with him. A picture of us kissing in the office
Earrings is so good
on the surveillance footage. So basically, my boss knew then.
Oh,
that
she
we
said
were
I have
kissing.
receipts, bitch.
Yeah.
Send.
Honestly, the picture's hilarious. Like once I like sit down and look at it, it's kind of funny. Like whatever.
No, like it
Because
is so funny.
Also, like the kiss was like it was like a
no,
quick
you can
little
tell
peck, like,
it wasn't any like it wasn't like you guys were just like having an intense makeout sesh. You can tell it was very much like a half-second kiss.
Yeah, like impromptu. He's a little drunk. I was going over to get my bags because I was done for the day.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Give me."
That's.
He's like,
What
goes,
did you feel like in that moment? Because
he goes,
receiving
"Listen."
that text, I think my stomach would go to my butt,
He
and I'd
goes,
be like,
Okay, so in the moment he goes, "Give me a kiss," and I said no, and he was like, "Because like we're at work, like
yeah."
and we even before like giving each other a hug, we like talked about the fact that
Is
like,
that a policy at your job or something?
yes, it is for people like if I would be like dating a server.
So I guess I'm just confused, like why that was sent to you guys.
Because so there's been like problems in the past couple of months
Okay.
where like she's been asking if we are and we weren't. So we were like denying it. So I think it was more like a thing and like people like so many thing about the restaurant industry is it's all drama. It's like a sorority. Like it's constant drama. So
that's
like
what I was gonna say. Like with
so-
that, it felt very like high school drama.
right. So like for her like she kept coming at us and we're like denying it because like genuinely like we weren't. So like whatever. And that's like the whole thing. I think it was more like that she was
like out of the loop.
yeah, I think that she felt like she was like whatever.
Or like lied to, but
Yes.
like you guys were like, well, it had when you asked, there was nothing there.
Right. And we were like, there was always like flirty banter, but like never whatever. So I think that like she got her feelings hurt in that way. So like whatever.
Yeah.
So in the moment, he's like, give me a kiss. I said no. And he was like, do it. Because he was a little drunk. So I was like, fuck it. Just like quick little like 2-second thing. And I looked at him. I said, that's the time she's going to see. And we walk away. We walked downstairs and I feel my phone go off. And I looked at him and I...
Wait, was she there?
No, she was like, she was looking for something like in footage, like reverse. Like, so she was like going through the camera footage. Not, like when she opened up the camera, like in that moment, that's exactly when it happened.
God, that's so painful
Yeah, I
because
know.
it's like, to me, if I were to receive that text, I would think that she was just like sitting there watching the
No,
camera.
it
And
was
I'd be
like-
like, what the fuck?
It was like a whatever. So
yeah.
I like pick up my phone and I look at it and I said, and I gave it to him. And he goes, Jesus. I said, I know. But she saw us look at it and we left and didn't respond right away because we were like, what the fuck? Like, we just need to leave.
I wouldn't know how to.
like, we just need to leave.
Yeah, I need
So
to
then
like
He
gather my
respond-
thoughts.
Yeah, he was responding like, we'll talk next time we see you,
Yeah.
whatever. So we both have had conversations with her at this point and like, it's fine. It's moved over. Like, it is what it is. Like we've worked together since that point too. And like, it's completely fine. But like, we were like, we understand. Like my thing was like, I'm not going to apologize for being an adult. Like I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Like I'm allowed to do whatever I want outside of here.
Yeah.
But I also understand how like me doing this inside the restaurant on the clock could hinder.
Yeah.
Like, and like, even though I literally in 2 minutes later I clocked out, like I
Yeah.
understand that like that at that time isn't appropriate. And like, I can apologize for that. And like, I understand that I'm in the wrong for that.
Yeah.
But like, we're adults. And then
Yeah.
that's kind of what she came around to both of us. Like she spoke to us separately. Both resolution was basically like, you guys are adults. You're both like two good looking people. You actually have very similar interests and like our personalities are very similar. So she's like, I see it.
Yeah.
Like truly I understand like why there could be an attraction. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can't. Just don't do it on my clock.
Yeah.
And we were like, understood. We were like, we get it.
Yeah.
We fucked up. That was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And so it's fine. But yeah.
That's so awkward.
And like we told her, we're like, we both separately in the conversation were like, when we tell you that this is the newest thing that could have ever happened,
Yeah.
like we mean that. Like, and so don't feel stupid that
Yeah.
like you defended us or like you were telling people no or like we were lying to
Yeah.
you. Like we generally like it genuinely like she's like, well, I guess when you buy hotel rooms for people, like
Yeah.
we're like, yeah.
I really like if that was me in that situation receiving that text, like the way my anxiety is, I would be like, it's not even like because it was like at work or whatever, but it's like the fact somebody else saw that happen is like so Big Brother. Like I'd be like, ew, why did that happen? Like why did you get it on camera?
It was funny, but like here we are. Like we're good now. I'm fine with it. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like
at least you guys weren't like in the fucking freezer fucking or something.
Yeah.
Like,
no, people. That's the thing. That's the thing though. Like in the restaurant industry, like people have done worse.
well,
I know.
Not
things-
even just that. In literally all industries, I feel like when people have work relationships, like it gets like in like not inappropriate, but like inappropriate. Like
Yeah. No.
why did you do this on your desk?
No.
Like what are you go? You have a bed at home.
Yes. No. But that will not be me. Like.
There's just like certain people who like get off on that kind of thing.
No,
and
that's
to me,
not me.
I'm like my anxiety is so crazy. Like I don't even like hooking up at like a very like PG level in public. Like
No,
that's
it
not
was
my
just-
tea.
Yeah. No. And that was like a split second kiss. Like
No, it
which you
wasn't. It was
not
literally
even
just like
PDA, like driven.
no.
So like. But regardless, yeah, no, I would never do anything in that building. Like,
Also like just gross.
yeah,
Because like I've been here all day. I want to go home and take a shower.
Yeah, no, and brush my teeth maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is a new adventure, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how this goes. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, well, option one, if you're listening, go get a fucking hobby because why were you here in the first place? Weird vibes. Also, you're 30 and you're here. That's even more concerning.
And a boy, because you're a boy, you're 30 and you're
Yes.
here and you're just
Yes.
trying to hate, and that's
Yes.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah, and also like if we've ever talked shit on you on here, it's no offense, but like we would have done it in private anyways. We just put it on camera.
This is the thing. Like I use this as like a therapy, and like I love the connection that we have with all of you guys to like
Yeah.
be so open and be so sisterly and be so like best friends on FaceTime type bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I love the fact that like this is a therapy for me, and
Yeah.
I know you at this point as well, and like I do try to be cautious of like the fact that people do listen to this and that they could listen and like their thoughts, feelings, emotions can come into play.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I don't think that I said anything in like out of line. I didn't like slander his name. I didn't come at him for the person he is. Like he genuinely was a good person to me, and like that's
Yeah.
it. But like I don't owe you anything. And
Yeah,
that's
no.
one thing that like even girls listening, like of a lesson for it is like, well, he took me on dates and like blah blah blah. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, who
It
cares?
doesn't matter. If-
That's like what dating is.
yeah, if, like I literally told him, I was like, I'm doing my thing. Like on the date, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing. And if you think that's like, okay, you got me on lock because you took me on 2 dates, like reevaluate inward, because that's crazy.
Yeah.
But also like, if you like, I guess like he had more feelings, and that sucks. And I do, I guess, apologize for that. But like, I didn't really have any.
But even if he did have more feelings, he didn't express that to you very well, because like to get upset about something so little and then not talk to you directly about it is just proof that like his feelings weren't that intense for you, because
Yeah.
if they were, he would have tried to work through the issue that he had.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just
Right.
like, okay.
Yeah.
He didn't have feelings. He had an ego that got hurt.
And that's all it is. And like his
Yeah.
friends,
It
friends,
wasn't
unfortunately-
you.
Yeah.
It was his own issues with himself.
Yeah, no, definitely. But, and that's like, for any girl listening, like also look inward too, if that ends
Yeah.
up being you, because that it rolls reverse easy.
Yeah, totally.
And most likely that's how that goes.
Yeah.
But
Also, at the end of the day, like we are going to talk shit to the girls. Like,
yeah,
hello.
this is for the girls. That's
Literally.
that's what girl. Hello, welcome to the girls'
Yeah,
room.
so-
Hello, that's how this works.
So
But
yeah,
Anyway, thanks for listening to my life update, and I'm sure there's more to come with it. But
yeah. Well, this has been great for me because like we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
like I'm getting this tea as well.
I know I've saved it
like
all.
live
The way that the
action.
amount of times I went to go text you about some things, because like
Mm-hmm.
he like, you know, like there's like bare minimum like effort that people give, and like
Yeah.
he's doing all of that actually plus more.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, and like it is actually really good. So there's been multiple times I like wanted to go like text you and be like hee like with my
Right.
girlfriend, but I'm like, no, we have a podcast, so you have to save this shit now. Like it's not
Isn't
like
that so like so 2024? It's like save it for the pod.
yeah, literally, because like
Our friendship, no, just let's wait. Like I texted her today, hey, I'm gonna be late, like blah blah blah, like whatever, and she's like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then it was like cool, and then she's like, I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. I'm like, it's been 2 weeks.
I
since
know.
we've literally conversed. And the only thing that we updated each other on was when Cody Co had his baby.
Yeah.
And it was an Instagram fucking DM. And it was like, yo, you see this? And it was like, yeah. And we're like, we're so happy for him.
But like, it just was, our lives this past week were crazy in just different ways.
Yeah.
That like,
you know, my life was crazy because I didn't post on TikTok.
No, I know. And
that's
like,
how you know I'm like out.
But you also, for me too, like, you know that my life was crazy because I normally like, I'm responding, I'm always texting.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always saying random dumb shit to you or like sending shit and like vice versa.
Yeah.
But the fact that neither of us had a moment to even like bullshit.
No, I know. I had to DM because Monica had sent me like all of these things on Instagram, and I DM'd her back like finally like yesterday, and it was like I had like 8 or 9 unread messages from her, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but I have not even like touched my phone in 2 weeks. Besides like looking up shit to like call my Amazon people or like to do whatever.
And like you've been organizing your house and shit.
Yeah,
and I
like,
just haven't had my phone because I've been at work for 65 hours. I think it's clocked out like 65 and a half hours or something bullshit. It's insane that I was like,
that sucks.
Didn't have my phone. Like it's just, it is what it is. Like, I mean, I'm alive, but still it's like still crazy to me. So this past week we didn't have time to catch up. But then when I had a moment where I could have, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I gotta save it for the pod. I gotta save it for my girlies.
Yeah.
But
no, I appreciate it because I'm glad it was not like a retelling. Like like we had already had the conversation.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it in front of the camera.
No, I was like,
now.
I need to be more genuine because also the things like I wanted to show you the surveillance picture and I was like, I need like a genuine reaction.
Yeah,
to
because
that.
I honestly I couldn't handle that 2 times in a row.
Yeah,
because like the photo wasn't the issue, but it's like I know like that scenario and like I'm like, oh, I could not. Like, that would make me feel so uncomfortable receiving that message. So like I'm glad I only got it once.
Yeah, no, but here we are anyway. So we'll keep you guys updated. That my goal is not to always talk about this, but but I feel like it was like because it was 2 weeks in our actual world, like there was actually a lot to update on, and now from here it's just like life, and if something crazy, I don't know, happens, but. Anyway,
agreed.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Society 97. My name is Kellen K. You can find me at Kellen K on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And I'm Emily Starnes. I never say my last name. You can find me. Felt really weird. Take 2. I'm Emily. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Starnsy. And don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram. We are at society97.pod on the gram, where you can DM us whatever you want. And sometimes we respond, but sometimes we get really busy and we don't check the DMs, and I'm really sorry.
Yeah, sorry about it.
I think I responded to some people last week because I like went on there to post a reel and there was like 20 something unread things from like a week ago, and I was like, oh fuck.
I didn't have time.
Like, I know, I was going through and I was like messaging people back, and I was like, a rare appearance from Emily on the Instagram.
No, I didn't have time, and I was like, when I have like a clerical day where I can sit down and do my shit, like, I got it.
You're fine. And you can also follow us on TikTok at Society97Pod, where we post clips from the show, except last week I was really busy, so I only posted 2, but this week I'm gonna post the reminder from last week and from this week, and that's just a message for Emily. Make sure you do that, bitch.
And
because you said you would.
And you can follow us on our YouTube channel, where last week we didn't post because we were too fucking busy, but this week we're gonna post twice. So make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, like, turn on post notifications, and make sure you check us out every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yes.
All right, okay, bye.
Okay, bye.